Taylor Swift had entered the world of professional athletes' significant others, a group often called the WAGs, for wives and girlfriends, and though she'd been in that orbit for some time, there were clear distinctions within their unofficial hierarchy. The multi-award-winning singer had been romantically linked with Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce since 2023, and with their recent engagement, Swift's status had shifted closer to the wives part of the WAG spectrum, a move that had stirred plenty of conversation. The term WAG, once just slang, had become a pop culture fixture, now even the subject of its own Netflix reality series called WAGs to Riches. In most cases, WAGs were recognized for standing by their athlete partners, but rarely did their fame overshadow the players themselves. Swift, however, was the exception. Her celebrity was on another level entirely. Kelce's rise had started back in 2013 when he was drafted by the Chiefs, but Swift's journey to stardom dated back to her teenage years when she first burst onto the music scene at 16. Today, Forbes estimated her fortune at a staggering $1.6 billion, making her the wealthiest living female musician, while Kelce's own impressive earnings reportedly totaled around $70 million. Kelce had acknowledged Swift's work ethic and the physical demands of her career, sharing his admiration on his podcast during the summer. He recounted witnessing Swift's elaborate post-show recovery setup after one of her Eras Tour performances, remarking with astonishment at how much effort she put in, even drawing comparisons to the training regimens of elite athletes. He'd told listeners the parallels were uncanny, admitting that Swift's dedication sometimes surpassed his own. Both Swift and Kelce had demonstrated a knack for maneuvering through the intersections of sports, culture, and politics, each finding their own way forward. In recent years, Swift had become increasingly outspoken about her political beliefs, notably endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris in the last presidential election. Kelce, by contrast, had largely stayed away from explicit political statements. Yet, he'd still found himself at the heart of political debate, facing criticism from anti-vaccine advocates after appearing in a 2023 Pfizer campaign promoting flu and COVID-19 vaccinations. That same year, he'd also been involved with Bud Light, a brand that attracted conservative backlash after partnering with Dylan Mulvaney, a trans actor and writer. The uproar over Kelce's actions wasn't limited to one political camp. Some on the left had objected when Kelce addressed questions about then-President Trump attending Super Bowl 59, a historic moment, as it marked the first time a sitting president attended the game in which Kelce's team was competing. Kelce described the occasion as a tremendous honor, insisting that regardless of who held office, he felt proud to play in the biggest game of his career with the president in attendance, calling it pretty cool to be in the presence of the leader of what he regarded as the best country in the world. Subscribe to stay updated with the latest on sports and pop culture. Legal analyst Lisa Bonner had weighed in, predicting that Swift would not be inclined to change her approach or suppress her willingness to speak out on important issues. Bonner argued that Swift chose her moments carefully, only making statements when she felt it was necessary, and then moving on without hesitation. Bonner believed the real challenge for Swift would be balancing her outspoken nature with her new association with the NFL, an organization that often tried to sidestep controversial subjects. The league's aversion to controversy had been evident during the national debate sparked by former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who began kneeling during the anthem in 2016 to protest against police violence and racial injustice. Bonner pointed out that Swift commanded a massive following and held significant influence, even affecting city economies during her tours, so she likely had little reason to worry about potential repercussions. If anything, Bonner suggested, it was the NFL that might be more anxious about their association. Swift's impact had been felt in tangible ways, as cities hosting her concerts saw surges in local revenue and tourism, underlining her ability to move mountains with her presence alone. Bonner also commented on Kelce's attitude, saying he seemed unfazed by the media attention and public scrutiny that came with dating someone as famous as Swift. Kelce had pursued Swift in a way that resonated deeply with her fans, who had long hoped for her to find a fulfilling and supportive relationship. Bonner described Kelce as anything but timid, asserting that he was one of the NFL's most recognized stars and well-equipped to handle the spotlight. She listed off Kelce's attributes, concluding that he was certainly not lacking in confidence or presence. The relationship between Swift and Kelce had captivated both the sports world and the music industry, with each partner bringing a unique kind of fame and influence to the table. Their union was not just about romance, but also about the merging of two powerful personal brands, each with its own devoted fan base and media attention. Swift's fans, known for their passionate support, had embraced Kelce, often celebrating his gestures of affection and the ways he had supported Swift's career. The couple's public appearances, whether at NFL games or high-profile events, had become the subject of widespread fascination and analysis. Their engagement had only heightened the interest as observers speculated about wedding plans and the blending of their two high-profile lives. As Swift continued her record-breaking tours and Kelce pursued further championships, the duo managed to maintain a balance between their demanding careers and their personal relationship. Subscribe now for more behind-the-scenes stories. The example set by Swift and Kelce had prompted discussions about the evolving nature of celebrity relationships, especially when both partners were independently successful and influential. Traditionally, WAGs were viewed as secondary to the athletes they dated or married, but Swift's status as a global superstar had upended that dynamic. She was not just a supportive partner, but a cultural force in her own right, with achievements and wealth that surpassed those of most athletes. Kelce's willingness to embrace that reality, publicly celebrating Swift's accomplishments and acknowledging the effort behind her performances, had been noted as a sign of mutual respect. The couple's story had also brought new attention to the intersection of sports, entertainment, and public discourse. Both Swift and Kelce had faced their share of controversies, whether due to political statements, commercial partnerships, or simply the intense scrutiny that came with fame. Each had navigated these challenges in their own way, sometimes drawing criticism from unexpected quarters. Swift's decision to endorse political candidates had energized some fans while alienating others, reflecting the risks celebrities faced when entering political debates. Kelce's involvement in vaccine promotion and brand collaborations had likewise drawn mixed reactions, demonstrating the complexities of modern celebrity. Despite occasional backlash, both had remained steadfast, focusing on their work and supporting each other through the ups and downs of public life. The dynamic between Swift and Kelce had also highlighted the ways in which fame could be both a blessing and a burden. Their every move was dissected by fans and the media, from social media posts to sideline interactions at football games. Yet, they appeared to handle the attention with grace, often using their platforms to share positive messages and reinforce their commitment to each other. Swift's advocacy for social and political causes had become an integral part of her public persona, inspiring many of her fans to become more engaged in civic life. Kelce, meanwhile, had focused on his athletic achievements and philanthropy, building a reputation as both a standout player and a community leader. The pair's engagement had sparked discussions about what the future might hold, whether they would start a family, how they would manage their careers, and what impact their relationship might have on the broader cultural landscape. In interviews and public appearances, both had emphasized the importance of communication, mutual support, and respect for each other's ambitions. Swift had spoken about the challenges of maintaining a relationship in the public eye, noting that trust and understanding were essential. Kelce had echoed those sentiments, stating that he admired Swift's independence and dedication to her craft. Their story had resonated with many people who saw in them a model of partnership based on equality and shared values. Subscribe to join our community for more exclusive updates. As the couple navigated their engagement and looked ahead to the future, observers noted the ways in which they had redefined what it meant to be a celebrity couple in the modern era. Rather than conforming to traditional roles, Swift and Kelce had charted their own course, supporting each other's goals and celebrating each other's successes. Their relationship had become a symbol of possibility, showing that it was possible to balance love, ambition, and public life without sacrificing one's individuality. Fans continued to follow their journey with keen interest, eager to see what the next chapter would bring. Whether attending award shows, championship games, or charity events, Swift and Kelce remained at the center of public attention, their every move generating headlines and social media buzz. The power couple's ability to maintain their relationship amid the pressures of fame had inspired admiration and curiosity, with many looking to them as a blueprint for navigating the challenges of modern celebrity. As they prepared for their future together, Swift and Kelce seemed determined to stay true to themselves, prioritizing their relationship while continuing to pursue their passions. Their stories served as a reminder that love and success need not be mutually exclusive, and that with mutual respect and support, it was possible to thrive both personally and professionally. The continued fascination with Swift and Kelce's relationship had prompted discussions about the changing dynamics of celebrity culture, the role of women in sports, and the importance of authenticity in public life. As role models for a new generation, they had shown that it was possible to break the mold and create a partnership based on equality, respect, and shared purpose. Their journey was far from over, and fans around the world eagerly awaited the next chapter in their remarkable story.